Natalie. I just finished year 12 and I'm part of the Viridian, which is the newsletter that the school has.
My name is Irene Joannides. I'm a teacher at the senior school. I was a student actually at the senior school back in 2004. I graduated in 2011 and came back to teach in 2017, and I teach biology.
Why did you come back to teach at the senior school?
So basically, I've always wanted to be a teacher since I was very young. Coming back to teach at the school I was at, contributing to the growth of the school just made sense to me.
If you could pass on any wisdom to the students that are here, what would it be?
I think the first thing I would pass on to them, tell them, is to care, be kind, and I don't mean polite as such. I mean be kind to everyone, everything, care about yourself, your family, your friends, all humans, even if you know them or not, animals, nature, just be caring. That's the first thing I think. The second thing would be to be independent. To survive in this world, you should rely on your own skills, because that's what you need to progress outside in the real world. That's the second thing. And I think the last one, which many people and many students are actually missing now compared back in my days or even to my parents' days, is resilience. They are afraid of mistakes, afraid of falls and failures, and they will be part of your life, and lots of those. So I think be resilient, falling and getting up again is very, very important.
If you could take your students on a field trip anywhere in the world, where would it be?
It's not a field trip, but it's a trip. So I would take them in two places, two extremes. I would take them in a very disadvantaged school where they are only given a pen and a book and a teacher, and I would like to show them that they could still thrive. And I would also take them to a very prestigious, highly competitive school so they can actually see what's the competition out there and that they could still thrive even with those two extreme scenarios. It just depends on them.
Being my biology teacher, I would have assumed that it would have been a biology trip, so it's very interesting that you chose to show that side.
I think you need to first understand what education is and how you can thrive outside, and then focus on your subject. That's why. The second thing would be probably a lab or a field trip as such.
What memories do you have from the junior and senior school?
With one word, the best. Events, trips, school trips in Cyprus and abroad, talent shows, Founders Day, the best. In one word, it would be the best.
What was your favorite thing at school?
Being with my friends all day, every day. I don't think there's a better thing than that. I think friends are really important, and I'm lucky as well because we were a very tight group, and up to this day, they're still my best friends, my main group, and that's since 2004. So yeah, friends.
Was it difficult after graduating, keeping in touch with them?
You would think so, but because we were so tight, we would make an effort to meet up every now and then. We all went to the UK anyway, so it was slightly easier. So we were all in the UK, and we would meet up every couple of weeks actually. And I mean, summer, Christmas, Easter and so on, we would be back in Cyprus, so it wasn't difficult at all actually.
Did you have any technology at the school?
Not much actually. And to be honest with you, actually I don't think it was such a bad thing. In fact, it brought people together. We had close relationships. I don't think it was such a bad thing. Not that technology's it's perfect, it's very useful, but you should know when and how much you should be using it and not using it in excess. But we didn't have much.
And that brought you closer together, which is very beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of relationship, be that with your friends, be that within your family, your teacher-student relationship, we were closer, I think.
Did you have any favorite teachers? And if you did, who are they?
I had. I don't want to say who they were, because I don't want to upset any other teacher that I had, but I can say that it was teachers that were very passionate about their subjects. That was the first thing. Being in the classroom and showing your enthusiasm about your subject and your passion, you immediately instill that to your students. So being passionate is the first thing. The second thing is being organized. That's because I'm so organized, I just like when people are organized. So for me, that's the two reasons why they were my best teachers, favorite.
And you've definitely passed that on into your teaching.
I would hope so.
Did you wear uniform?
We did, and it was much more stricter than you guys. You're actually very lucky. It was very strict. We had a summer and a winter one. The winter one was proper trousers, proper shirt with a collar, ties, black leather shoes, and it wasn't trainers, it was proper black leather shoes. Hair had to be tied back. If it was down, I would be told off. No makeup, no nail varnish. Boys had to have their hair short, so it was much more stricter.
If you could change anything about our school, what would it be?
I would add definitely more community events, more, but the whole school community, not year by year, not key stage by key stage, everyone. Maybe it's a trip, maybe it's a bigger Founders Day, maybe it's a more BAM Tiknopemti, something more to bring that community back. Okay, back in my days, we were a much smaller school, so it was easier to do that. But I mean, you can find ways. You can find ways, yeah. I remember back in my days, the whole community, and when I say community, I mean teachers, parents, students, everyone, we would get involved in the events. I remember our parents being involved in the talent show. I remember our parents being involved in Founders Day, so we would actually play Founders, and our parents were being involved actually. So we had that very community spirit back then.
I feel that we definitely have a community here, but it's not that family close-knit.
We do, but okay, we're growing bigger. So ultimately, you have to adapt to the growth of the school. We do have, but I feel that there's room for more events to take place.
And I remember before you had mentioned going on trips in your youth at the school.
We did.
Could you elaborate?
We did. We went to lots of trips actually. In Cyprus, I remember in year 7 and year 8, we would go on an Agamas trip, but it was an Agamas trip and we would live inside the village. So we would actually live in those village houses, all of us together, whereas I think now they stay in hotels. So it was, again, more closer community. It was more simple. So we would go on Agamas, we would go abroad, France, Greece. So we had lots of trips. And lots of my memories are from those trips as well.
Thank you so much. It's been truly an honor and a pleasure to do this interview with you.
Thank you for inviting me. It was definitely my pleasure too.